why you should be shooting bill drills, and the improvements you can expect from them.
You need a shot timer because that which gets measured gets worked on. The Range Tech Timer is the official timer of active self-protection because it is versatile, reliable, feature-rich, and very economical. Check out all it can do at the link below.
Hey guys, welcome to Active Self-Protection Extra. I'm Brian Hill with the Complete Combatant. This is Suckless Saturday. Bill drills are really important, and I know it's hard for some of us to shoot it. The range doesn't allow that pace of fire. I know not everybody will be able to do this. I had a real aversion to these drills too. I came from a very self-defense, tactical background, and it had really been ingrained that, you know, every round needs to be ultra precision, and there's a time and place for that. But also there's a time for fighting as fast as you have to in the fight. Now, as a trained fighter, I knew this wasn't true, that you had to fight at the pace that people fight at. So a good fighter can throw 5 punches per second. I can't throw 3 really good ones and hope it works out. I have to be at his pace. So whether I'm punching or moving, it has to be at that pace. So it becomes a processing thing. And that's what you should be doing bill drills through, is to develop your process. You also want to develop your vision. Can I actually see what's going on? I find a lot of people in class, when I ask them what they saw when they fire more than 3 rounds, and they report they kind of blank out in the middle of it. That's not good. We don't want that to happen in a real fight. And the other thing is, what do I feel? Am I connected to the motion? Am I absorbing the recoil in a proper manner? Is the gun coming back to the same spot? So there's a lot of value here. It also feels like you're wasting rounds. You know, I'm going to do 3 of these, and it's going to be 18 rounds just like that. But it's only a waste if I don't get information from it. I've got to find out what my pacing is. So I use 3 modulations of this. This is a high standard. It may not be enough, maybe too low for you. That's fine. You figure out one. But 3-second bill drill is what I demonstrate in class. It's a national standard from concealment, draw and fire 6 rounds in 3 seconds. Okay, that's good. The other one I do is a 2.5 second. This is an intermediate standard. Draw and fire 6 rounds in 2.5, and in the master level standard is 2 seconds or below. You may not be able to do that. I've seen people do bill drills at 6 seconds. So I'd want them to do 6, 5.5, and 5 until they get better and push it down. 3 components of it are going to be the draw, all right, how well you get a good draw, and then it's going to be the splits in between it and how much you're tracking what's going on with the gun. Now, I'm limited on space here. It is me and the camera. That's the whole production team. So I'm way too close to do a bill drill. This is a demonstration of how to do the bill drill. If you want to see me shoot them at 7 yards, I have plenty of videos detailing that. All right, so we're going to work on a 3-second bill drill. I want to track the dot, so I'm going to really cue my vision. I want to feel the grip, so I have great control over it, and I want to stay in the process and see if I can predict it moving in the right manner, and if at any time I see something starting to change, I need to make a correction. So for a 3.5 bill drill, I'm going to do a 1.5 second draw, 1/4 second splits. I'll be fine. That'll put me between 2.5 and 3 seconds, somewhere along the way. All right, stand by. All right, just a tiny bit over, maybe 2 modulated, a 306, okay? And that was a 129 draw with a 36, 32, 35, and 39. That's what put me over. So it's a little slow, but it's incredible. It's a nice tight group. Everything's good. You get the idea, 3 seconds. All right, now I need a 2.5 second one. So if I look at that, I'm simply gonna cut off 0.05 on my splits, and I'll do a 1 second draw somewhere in that area, and that'll get me to where I want to be. Okay, so pretty brisk pace I was trying to make up for it apparently. All right, that's a 210. All right, so between 2 and 2.5. And I had a 111 draw, 20, 21, 18, 21, and a 19, okay? I saw everything. It's actually a little larger group, but I saw the back of the gun squared up at this range, and I can see the dot making a streak. I'm never gonna see a dot at this pace. I'm going to see the motion as a streak. Now, in order to get a 2-second bill drill, I really just have to clean up my draw just a little bit, okay? Same pace on the splits. It would be great if I was a little faster. Some people are. I don't tend to get below 18s or 17 splits. Not really important to me. So I'm going to try to do a better draw this time. Not a great draw that time. A little fumbly, that's what happens when you start pushing, but it's a 198. Okay, and I do have one high. I was a bit early on the trigger. I felt like I was a little bit behind. Otherwise, everything's all alpha. Let's go look at the target. All right, so there's the one I called, a bit high on it. Everything else, really good pace. I can feel the grip, I can see, and I'm holding the pace. I know it's too close, but even if we back this up another 3 yards, they would still be alphas except for that one. I relish this one because it tells me what? All right, I was either too soon or too late. This is too soon, so I want to make sure that I let the dot settle just a bit more and break this line. I was a bit early on it, okay? I didn't break down the times on that. Let's see. Got some echo going on. So it looks like my draw was a 97, maybe a little bit less, 22, 20, 18, 21, 20. All right, so there's the numbers for it. But what a great drill. 3 rounds, I feel really connected. 3 sets of this, I feel really connected to it. And I've queued up my vision, I've queued up my feeling, and then I've worked it. It's a simple drill. Now, if you got to diagnose what you're struggling with, if it's simply the draw, practicing and drawing one round won't get you there. There seems to be a big disconnect between drawing and firing one round and drawing and firing multiple rounds. I see about a 0.2 difference. So at least draw and fire 2 or 3 if it's the draw issue. If it's merely seeing what's going on, what you need to do is look to the center but open up your vision so you can see motion. You don't want to be on detailed vision because it's simply going to go out of the foveal cone. You won't see it anymore. So we need to open up the eye to see as much as possible. If it splits, I would recommend letting the support hand relax. It probably has too much tension in it. If you tense up your arm and try to move your finger, you're going to find it's really slow. But the other thing you may be guilty of is pinning the trigger. That's holding the trigger to the rear while the gun loads itself and settles and slowly letting it out and do it again. 2 really significant detriments to your performance come out of that. Number 1, you can't fire the gun until you reset the trigger, so there's really no advantage in doing that. And number 2, it does cause the dead trigger because you're trying to let it out just a little bit. It doesn't matter if you lose contact with the trigger. It matters that you would hit it the same way over and over, address it the same way. All right, I hope that helps you out, guys. And I understand the aversion to it. Now I've started to really relish build drills, and I like to shoot them a lot more, but it felt like something I shouldn't be doing. But I imagine if somebody's charging me with the knife, this is this pace I'm going to shoot at. If I have that chance as somebody closes with me. So let's find out what too much and too little is in practice and not in the real life. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Get to work. Let me know how you're doing in the comments, and I look forward to your progress. And as always, measure, refine, and perform.